I'm looking at the market capitalization of all asset classes. At the time of the recording of this video, in the United States, I want to explain to you how I was introduced. And we were a group of about a dozen, and the gentleman who spoke about Bitcoin, and I am very sure that in several months' time, the global market capitalization will exceed Well, it is December 7, and I should say of the year 2023, that probably matters. And I'm looking at the market capitalization of all asset classes. So that includes precious metals, that includes companies, and also stock and cryptocurrency. And what I'm seeing is that right now Bitcoin, out of all these asset classes, has occupied or is occupying position number 9, which is crazy if you think about it. So only things such as gold, Apple, Microsoft, silver, only 8 companies and assets are higher capitalized than Bitcoin. As you also may know, at the time of the recording of this video, in the United States, the Securities and Exchange Commission is getting ready to very likely approve Bitcoin to be part of funds traded for institutional investors. And if that happens, and it is likely that that will happen, there's going to be an extreme bullish run, a bull run, where Bitcoin rises and all the cryptocurrencies attached to it climb as well. At the time of the recording of this video, the price of one Bitcoin is $43,000. Actually, it's almost $44,000. Now let me tell you a little bit about my personal history with Bitcoin. Because I got very lucky, I bought 4 Bitcoin when the price of one coin was at $2,000. So I don't have to tell you what kind of return that investment has given me. I want to explain to you how I was introduced. So here it goes, the story. So I had just moved to San Antonio, and I was new to the area, didn't know many people, and I was starting to network. One of my acquaintances told me, you should attend this meeting about cryptocurrency, and because you will be given information that is going to be very valuable. So the meeting took place at a former strip club, and as I entered the building, it was just the way you would imagine a former strip club. The carpets were greasy and sticky, everything was kind of somber and dark, and you could smell years of sinful activities inside of that building, right? So you get the idea. And we were a group of about a dozen, and the gentleman who spoke about Bitcoin introduced us to the topic, but he wasn't entirely truthful. He wasn't honest, because really the way you should get your Bitcoin is without any middleman. You should just go straight to one of the centralized exchanges. As the beginner, you should most likely look at Coinbase. You should purchase your Bitcoin at whatever fraction you can afford. You don't have to purchase an entire coin. You can purchase 1,000th of a coin, even 1/10,000th, whatever budget you have available and you want to invest in Bitcoin or buy your Bitcoin, you can do that. So that's the correct way of doing it. However, he made us believe that the only way of getting access to the Bitcoin was by giving him money, and then he would kind of pass down the returns back to you, and it was kind of combined with a system where if you brought other people into the opportunity, you would get extra rewards. So a combination of a scam and a Ponzi scheme built on something that is actually very authentic, Bitcoin itself, right? And that is a little bit of the problem that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency still has to this day, is that an awful lot of a very high amount of scams and shady activities happen around cryptocurrency. Why, you ask? Well, cryptocurrency is all about being decentralized from authorities, from banks. With Bitcoin, you own value stored in a digital coin where you don't need a bank that tells you you own X amount of Bitcoin. It is decentralized. You rely on the power of a huge network of computers, and the information of how much Bitcoin you own is literally accessible to every computer, every node of Bitcoin in the world. So it is impossible to corrupt that system, because there's all of these millions of computers who need to verify at each time that you are part of the ledger of the blockchain and that you possess an X amount of Bitcoin. So everything is decentralized, and everything is also very anonymous. It can be very anonymous, not necessarily in the mainstream exchanges, but there's ways where you can have an own cryptocurrency in a very anonymous way. And of course that leads to a lot of exploitations and shady activities. Before Bitcoin went mainstream, it was actually used a lot on the dark net to pay for questionable services. So that is really the beginning and the dark side of cryptocurrency. However, now in 2023, Bitcoin, as I told you, is ready for its breakthrough. And I am very sure that in several months' time, the global market capitalization will exceed companies such as Amazon and Microsoft, right? Maybe even gold at some point, who knows? The point is that you need to start looking at what is this technology, and do ask yourselves if you want to be part of it and be part of the future, essentially. I'm not asking you to invest all of your fortune into Bitcoin, but I do think it's healthy for you to take any amount that you feel comfortable with. Maybe it's $50, $100, and buy your first fraction of a Bitcoin. And again, you can do so most easily and safely by going to what we call a centralized exchange, and that would be Coinbase. So if you go to coinbase.com, and I'm not affiliated with Coinbase at all, but if you go there, you can purchase your Bitcoin. An exchange is necessary to transform your United States dollar or your euro or whatever your currency is into a cryptocurrency. And by the way, we refer to your US dollar as fiat currency, whereas cryptocurrency is of course something very different. Yeah, let me know if this has inspired you to maybe purchase your first fraction of a Bitcoin, and let me know if you have any other questions. I really want to start giving a lot of good and helpful information that is beginner friendly. This is a journey that you need to start at some point. It's inevitable, and I'd rather you started with me than some kind of sleazy guy at a former strip club like I did. Okay, so yeah, give me some feedback on this, and thanks for your time.